We are joined by Tufts University. They just became the 2015 NCAA Division III softball national champion. This is the third year in a row they've won the national championship. We have with us center fielder Michelle Cooprider, third baseman Bri Keenan, head coach Cheryl Milligan, pitcher Allyson Fournier, and first baseman Cassie Ruscz. Coach, comments from you about today's game, please.
It was a battle. It was a battle. That second game was they had us on our heels the entire game. Even when we went ahead by a bunch of runs, they were a great team and they battled and battled and battled. And I think we threw a lot of pitches there, made a lot of plays, and I thought we were kind of dying there in the middle. And then Cassie hits a home run and gets us going again, and I think we felt like we were right back in it, and then they come right back at us hard again, and so we didn't feel safe at any point until that last ball was in Grace's glove, that's for sure. So great battle. It was a great way to win it for sure. Really exciting day for us.
Coach, kind of talk about that battle a little bit. At 51-0, how many of those tight games have you had to the point where you thought that your backs were against the wall up until that last ball?
There've been a few. There've been a few. Our regional was pretty tough on us. We weren't swinging the bats very well, and we were in some tight games. We've had a couple of come from behind wins over the course of the season, so I think we've kind of seen it all and done it all. And we have a lot of faith in what we can do. At 1-0, I was kind of saying we haven't been shut out all year. We haven't been shut out all year, but then every inning we were going into the dugout with no runs, and we're going to get shut out. So it was more fun to not get shut out. That's for sure.
Allyson, 248 pitches on the day. I see your right arm hanging a little bit low there right now. Talk a little bit about the workload today and how you were feeling going into those last couple innings there, if you were on fumes or just going on will, or if you were still good to go.
Like Coach said, they were putting up an incredible fight, so I knew that they could get a hit at any moment, so I was really trying to spin the ball as much as possible to make them pop it up or do anything other than hit it over the fence. So they got a ton of good hits in there, so we ended up with the outs at the end of the day, so I was happy about that.
Steve.
Coach, you talked yesterday about, I had asked you about the defense earlier in the year, and you said it wasn't real good, and I went back and looked at some of your, I saw some of those games where you had 3-4 errors, you're still winning by 7 or 8 runs in some of those games. Does it seem like that you have an offense that can sense when it needs to produce at times? Like it did today in this?
Yeah, we have an offense that I think, however fired up I get in innings 1, 2, 3, and 4, we make great adjustments. I think that's what we've done all year, and that's we've found that while we've come from behind a couple times, I think once we've gone through the order a couple times, our bats seem to figure it out a little bit. I think we're definitely a cerebral type of team, and I think we get our heads into the game and realize that we can be smarter batters than we were the first time through. So we have a lot of faith in wherever the score is at coming the second or third time through our order. But yeah, today, obviously we get to this level and the games mean so much. If we're 25-0 and we drop the game, okay, well, we're 25-1. But so I think we felt like that whole game that I think a little bit that our backs were to the wall. I know they started their other pitcher, we started Allyson again, and we kind of said, well, if we don't win this game, we've got a pitcher who's thrown 2 today. They've got a pitcher who's thrown whichever way they go, that's thrown 1 today, and there's an advantage going into tomorrow for them. And that we knew that we really wanted to do this today, and I'm really glad we did.
Yeah.
Bri, the first game you had the when you came up with the single, you just talked about how you were able to adjust. Were you guys seeing something in the pitcher as the game went on that you could take advantage of?
I mean, we kind of do a good job of talking to each other between each at-bat and each inning of what we need to do and what the pitcher's throwing. And I knew that she, looked to get ahead early, and those were going to be the best pitches I was going to see in the at-bat. So I just went in there taking my hacks and swung on the first pitch, which I don't do often, but it worked out. And that's kind of what I was looking for, was the best pitch I could find. I figured it was going to be that first one, and just looking to put it through the infield because I knew that would score a run.
Cassie, when you guys said they had gotten that second run and it seemed like they had some momentum, and then you come up with the home run there to start that inning. Was it once again? Were you starting to see something in the other pitcher that you guys were?
I think our offense changed more than the pitcher changed. We started making the adjustments that were necessary. We started trusting each other. We started trusting everyone's advice. Like Bri said, we tell each other what happens in between every at-bat, and I think really like something just clicked for our offense rather than the pitcher started to throw slower or something like that.
It was, like I said, all week you've been looking for an inning like that, I guess. And so, what was that like to be experiencing that?
It was like a breath of fresh air. It was like, okay, here's our team again. Like, we haven't seen this kind of hitting for us in a while, and it was like, okay, like our team is back. We finally did what Coach has been harping on us for a couple weeks now, that we need to score in more than one inning. We need to score more than 3 runs a game, and we did that.
As a team, where you said that, as a, what do you want to call it? You're winning all your games, but if you want to call it a slump or whatever it was offensively, were there any kind of doubt in the team, or you just keep going out there and looking for just trying something new to see how you could spark that offense?
I think in the moment a couple people might have felt doubt here or there after, a bad strikeout, but overall I think the team really just tried to make new adjustments, really tried to help each other out, just doing anything you can to get us out of the slump.
Okay. As far as for the seniors that are in here, Michelle, what is this like?
You asked me like the hard, sad question.
You answered it so well yesterday. I was going to answer.
It's nice. I've been jealous of the last few years that's how they were able to end. So I think that it's telling of how we've felt throughout these couple of years. We've all been able to help with all the past years, so it's nice for our effort to all culminate at this on our last year.
When you were one of the names to go and get the trophies, was that a quick reminder then that this was?
Oh yeah, always is. Every time that we're like anything seniory, it's kind of like shocking.
It's a great new word.
Allyson, that was the inning. This was the last couple of innings. This is when you needed some help in your offense. Can you just talk about how you saw this developing?
Yeah, I think there were a lot of games where this season where we didn't score as many runs and we had to keep the other team scoring less runs. But today it was the other way around, and the offense really picked it up. But I also wanted to say that it's like kind of for the senior class, it's really interesting because the last time we lost our season, it was here when we were freshmen. So it was kind of cool to be back here and like turn it around and win this year.
So it was a warm day. It was everything. Were you starting to feel a little bit of fatigue toward the end of the?
When I'm pitching, I don't notice any of that. I was sweating a lot, but but when I'm out on the mound, I don't think about that.
You felt like your pitches had as much pop.
Yeah, they might have stopped spinning a little bit at the end, but I feel like I felt fine.
Were they starting to figure anything out on you think, or by the end of that second game? Or?
Maybe probably a little bit because they didn't score in the first game, but they did in the second, obviously. But they were just getting some good swings on the ball. So.
Michelle, that last at bat, you get the bases loaded sitting there. That ball goes up in the air. You got a great view in center field. Do you think it was? Where did you think it was? You think it was going to be caught? What did your heart go in your throat when the ball went in the air?
Maybe like for a second, but I could tell it wasn't going to go out, which was nice. I think I started running in before she even caught the ball, which was nice. That's trust, I guess. But no, I for a second I was nervous. I was nervous more before she hit it that if it went like knowing the score and we were up only 3, that if she did hit one out, that was it for the day.
Right.
But luckily that didn't happen. No, I could tell it wasn't going out.
Good. Coach, and we'll finish up with you and just kind of take stock of the year right now, and if you will, give me a second here. 51-0, 53 straight games. The only team to ever go undefeated in a season, win a national title in Division III. 3 straight national championships, the only time that's ever happened in the history of Division III. Take stock of what your program has done here the last 3 years in this season.
I don't know if I can answer that question.
Yep.
No, it's amazing. I'm so proud of these guys for how well they've fought through this year. I said, I think a couple of days ago, that I didn't think we had played our best game, and we made some mistakes today. One error comes to mind, and but I think we fought real hard, and I think if our perfection and our I think great talent didn't show today. Our heart for sure did, and I think it would have been easy enough to go home and sleep on it. I reminded us in the middle of the game that how much it was going to stink to go home and sleep on it, but I thought that we battled just amazingly today, and I think that's the greatest way. I mean, we could have come out and played a perfect game, and that would have been really fun, and maybe we'd all live longer. I don't know, but I think the way that we fought and came back, and it was just really gutsy. And I think, as I said, we haven't been shut out all year. We've got Allyson on the mound. We know that we have a shot, and down 1-0. I felt like both that I told them in the post when we were in cool down that I went from hating them all really a lot to feeling like I had the best team in the world real quick. And so, I think we all had that emotional ride today, and it probably was very fitting to end our season on that, where we had such a oh my gosh, what's going on here? It's the first time I thought about the streak. Actually, I said we might lose this game. I don't think I've ever felt like that before this year, and so. It was very exciting to come back, and it just was a great way to end it. And I think what this team has accomplished, what this senior class has accomplished, has been amazing. It's been an amazing ride with them for sure. And Tufts softball has a great legacy, and we'll continue to push forward. But these guys, we're going to stand on the shoulders of giants from here out. So.
Well, Michelle, Bri, Coach, Allyson, and Cassie, congratulations on being the 2015 Division III National Champions.